So, UFC 269 is upon us. The press conference was this morning. The timers allowed for the dust to settle, and now we're in for some predictions. And my final thoughts, well, before the weigh-ins, obviously, final thoughts about especially the main card attractions. Starting us off, well, in our main event, my first one, I'm talking about the main event of the evening. Charles the Bronx Oliveira defending his lightweight championship against Dustin the Diamond Poirier. This one, two different outcomes that I'll be happy with. One, the one I prefer. I'd prefer Dustin to win. I love Dustin Poirier like so many other people do. It's not like I hate Charles Oliveira or anything. I don't dislike him. I do like him, but at the end of the day, I'd prefer for Dustin to win. But if I'm being honest, I smell an upset happening here. I smell an upset because Dustin is the favorite in this contest. I feel like Charles Oliveira is going to win this one. I feel like he's going to win it by a finish in the second round. I think it's a really fine line because in my head, the way the fight's going to go is Charles Oliveira is going to take the center of the cage, get Dustin pinned back on the fence, and try and use long range attacks. And as soon as Dustin gets close, either get out of range so they're not fighting on the inside, or grab a hold of him and take him down. Because Dustin's biggest advantages, I think, is his durability, his toughness, just that grit. And grind. Not saying he's completely outmatched on the feet with his boxing. I think his boxing will be better, but Oliveira likes to throw long strikes, like the jumping front kicks he threw against Kevin Lee, even just the front kicks, really long and straight punches. Where Dustin, maybe not prefers, but he compared to Oliveira, he's a lot more effective fighting on the inside. Stronger hooks, willing to take one to give two kind of thing, take one to give one kind of thing. And I just feel like the optimum place for Dustin to have success is close enough for him to land his strong attacks, but still not close enough for Oliveira to grab a hold of him. And I feel like it's such a fine line that it's so much, in my head, it's more likely that Oliveira is going to control the fight and win than Dustin's going to pull that off. Like I said, I'd prefer for Dustin to win. I just feel like Oliveira's going to get a finish in the second. I feel like first round's going to happen, he's going to keep either standing on the feet or like completely dominant on the grounds. Do I think that? Yeah, I just feel like the first round's going to be very dominant by Oliveira, and then by the second round, it's just going to wear on him, and Dustin's going to become more desperate, and he's going to catch him. Maybe not I think a submission. I'm gonna put my balls on the table and throw out a second round submission win for Charles Oliveira. Yeah, I smell an upset, but like I said, I'd prefer for Dustin to win. Honestly, that fight to me is the most exciting stylistic matchup because as you can see, I'm not 100% set on one way the fight can go. I think a lot of other fights I see clearly one person's doing whatever they want, or I feel like it's going to go this way. This way, it's up in the air to me, but I'm going to throw it out there. Second round submission, Charles Oliveira. Boom. Co-main event, you've got the GOAT herself. Not Clarissa Shields. I know I stole that, but the GOAT. Amanda the Lioness Nunes versus Juliana Pena. Now this one, let's be honest. Let's just be honest here. I know, especially on the night, you're going to have a lot of hype going up with Pena of wrestling's going to give Amanda trouble, whatever. Even Like, you have to promote it as she's got a chance. Amanda's gonna kill her. Amanda is going to kill her, let's be real. Every single fight that Amanda has had in recent history, it's always been, how will this person have the skills to trouble her? Not even to beat her, to trouble her. And at the end of the day, this fight's gonna be no different. Amanda Nunes is going to fucking kill Juliana Pena, and I think she's gonna... I reckon first round. No. Do I think first round? Because to me, Juliana Pena, although she's coming off as very annoying to me, personally, I feel like she's trying to get her money. She's just trying to hype up that fight, because in the press conference, her not her only, but her main point of attack was at UFC 200 in a press conference or an interview, I'm not 100% sure, you said you'd fight me. If she's really, creating a rivalry and a beef with Amanda because she said she'd fight her, let's be real. Name a fighter that hasn't at one point said, I'll fight this person in the media. Like, you're gonna be slewed if you don't say that. Like, Garbrandt and Sean O'Malley, it really annoyed me how every single interviewer was just going at Cody for O'Malley, and the same kind of thing with O'Malley for Cody. If you ask, like, oh, what are you going to say to them, and they say something like, oh, yeah, I don't really have anything to say, yada yada, people are just going to say, oh, you're ducking, you blah blah blah. You have to say, I'm going to fight you. So the fact of Amanda Nunes saying, hey, I'm going to fight you, that's going to happen. But yeah, I think it's manufactured beef. But yeah, I can't get over the fact that Amanda's going to kill her, and I think it's going to be round one. Let's be honest. Yeah. In my head, like I said before, the other one is like up in the air. All the scenarios are, how is Amanda Nunes going to kill her? Is she going to go a big fuck you and go, hey, the wrestling's the one that's going to trouble me. Let's just wrestle you for 5 rounds. Is she going to go, yeah, this is too easy, I'm just going to knock you out in the first round? And I think she'd prefer to just get it done nice and quick. Less of playing around with her food. So I think first round knockout win for Amanda Nunes. That's what we got. The next one, Jeff Neal versus Santiago Ponce Nivea. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too involved with either of them. I've watched their fights, but I don't have too much of a opinion formed with them. I'll definitely be excited. I'm definitely excited to watch them fight, but like, I don't really have an opinion for that fight. Next one, however, I do. We've got Kai Kara France versus Cody No Love Garbrandt. Now, this one, obviously, the main storyline going around is, hey, how's Cody gonna do at flyweight because he's dropping down? Will his chin hold up? Will his speed and power hold up? All those kinds of things. And to be honest, I don't understand why Cody Garbrandt is a favourite in this fight. This is probably, and well, hopefully not, but it could very much turn out to be massive Oceania bias that I want Kai Kara France to win. But at the end of the day, Cody hasn't really looked impressive apart from his one-punch KO, like on the elite of elite scale, since his fight against Dominic Cruz. Since his fight with Dominic Cruz, which was a while ago. Since then, he's been knocked out countless times. He's looked more durable, but lost definitively against Rob Font. And then obviously that one punch KO. And like, if it was Cody Garbrandt versus Dominic Cruz doing that cut, this fight could be completely different. But the Cody since then is one that stood in the pocket and looked to trade and gets caught because he can't fight as well like that, and just overall hasn't looked as impressive. Where's Kai very good at? Where is Kai Kara-France one of the best at fighting? In the pocket. He loves fighting there. He loves getting into those firefights of, hey, let's stand in the pocket and let's trade. Let's see who's standing. And in my eyes, that's completely how this fight goes. I feel like obviously, I wouldn't say there's an obvious speed advantage for Cody, but obviously he's going to be lighter, he's going to be a lot more speedy. Maybe not a lot more speedy, but more speedy than bantamweight. And I feel like the speed advantage is probably going to be there, but still Kai's not going to be completely outmatched in the speed. The reach will be a interesting thing how Kai does, especially early on, but at one point they're going to get close and Kai's going to catch him. They're going to get into a firefight and I think Kai's going to catch him. And that's why I see it being a first round finish. First round KO for Kai Kara-France. Now, this one, I could look like a complete idiot because everyone's saying that Cody's going to win this, but bias or whatever it is, my mind only has that image coming through. So, yeah, Kai Kara-France, first round knockout. And the final one on the main card, again, I don't really have an opinion to form. It's Sean O'Malley versus somebody else. I don't like Sean O'Malley, not because I think he's a hype train or whatever. As a fighter, I think he's incredible. I love watching his fights. I tune into every single one of them. But it's so frustrating as a fan because I want to see how he will do against those top fighters. And he's just like, no, the money isn't right. I fight for money. I'm not going to fight ranked opponents. I'm going to be, I'm unranked champion. It's so frustrating because I want to see him fight ranked and competitive. I want to see him perform in competitive fights. And I understand he's still early in his career and that's going to come through. But I don't like the boxing approach, is the thing. Like, that's what boxing is famous for. You have people who are 23-0 who haven't fought anyone. Sean O'Malley's he's versed a lot better fighters than boxers do, but you look at the top 15, he's fought one of them. Who's that? Cheeto. And he lost to him. So it just doesn't look good. And then even in the press conference, his biggest thing that he was talking about is like, it's just a line that I just don't like. I'm so fucking salty right now. Where it's just like, yeah, I don't know, I forgot what the build-up was. It was like, whether I fight on the main card or I'm always going to be on the main card. Who cares if you've got money? Who cares if you've got fans watching you? Fight competitive fights, for fuck's sake. That's all I want. I want to see O'Malley versus Dominic Cruz or Cody Garbrandt, those top fighters. It's annoying. So, like, again, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be enjoying watching Sean O'Malley fight again, but I don't have an opinion of when it's going to happen. I don't even know who he's versing. That's probably my what do they call again? My casualness showing. But at the end of the day, Sean is being fed fighters. He isn't fighting competitive guys, and yeah, I don't have an opinion on that fight. Then in the prelims, even, it's got some good fights happening. I don't really have too much of an opinion formed because I'm mainly looking at certain fighters like Tai Tuivasa. My mind just blanks. Bam Bam Thai. I can't wait to watch him fight again. SJ Bar. SJ Bar. Yeah, I'm very looking forward to Thai fighting, and also, as I said, Dominic Cruz. I loved watching, like, I never got to really experience Dominic Cruz live in his prime, so I really want to see him do really well, because I love his fights to watch are so good. I love watching him fight. But yeah, I'm very excited to watching those fights on the prelims as well. I don't really have an opinion to form on them, because too much of a catch-all. But yeah, UFC 269, let's go.